Welcome to our latest video. Today it's all about the KTM RC 390, the compact supersport with a big personality. We'll break down its strengths, weaknesses, and real reasons to buy, so by the end you'll know whether this Austrian machine is the right fit for you. Presented by Motorize, the #1 destination for new and used parts. The RC brings a lot of grown-up tech to the A2 class. A 5-inch TFT with track mode, cornering ABS, and, starting with the 2022 model year, a fully adjustable WP apex fork. There's even a standout feature you wouldn't expect at this level, a pass slipper clutch that keeps the rear end stable under hard braking. Whether you're taking your first steps on track, commuting daily, or heading out for a quick after-work blast, we're putting the little RC under the microscope to show you what really matters. History and development. When KTM unveiled the RC 390 in 2014, it was a radical gateway into the supersport world. A 373cc single in a lightweight trellis frame, underbelly exhaust, and sharp, sporty geometry. 2017 brought the first big step. Euro 4 compliance, ride-by-wire, a front disc up from 300 to 320 mm, and a switch to a side-mounted muffler. From 2020, updates trickled in, until a comprehensive refresh landed for 2022. Sleeker, more aerodynamic bodywork, a 13.7-liter tank, wheels that together shed around 3.4 kilograms, and an airbox enlarged by roughly 40%. Cornering ABS and lean-sensitive traction control join the package, with Quick Shifter Plus available as an option. A standout of the latest generation is the fully adjustable 43mm WP apex fork with separate compression and rebound damping, hardware you'd normally expect to class up. The purest beginner bike has grown into a surprisingly serious track tool. Technical highlights. At its heart is a liquid-cooled 373.2cc single with double overhead cams and 4 valves. It delivers 32 kilowatts, 44 horsepower, and 37 Nm of torque. Bore and stroke are 89.0 by 60.0 millimeters, with ride-by-wire for precise throttle response. The 6-speed gearbox works with a PAS-C power-assisted slipper clutch, and Quick Shifter Plus is either factory-fitted depending on spec or available as an upgrade. The chassis uses a steel trellis frame with a bolt-on subframe, a P-Apex 43mm USD fork up front, fully adjustable from 2022 onward, and an adjustable rear shock. Braking is via a 320mm front disc with a radial mount bi-bray 4-piston caliper, plus a 230mm disc at the rear. Electronics include cornering ABS with Supermoto mode and lean angle-sensitive traction control. A 13.7-liter tank stretches the range, and the 5-inch TFT brings KTM MyRide connectivity. Tire sizes are 110/70 R17 up front and 1/5/60 R17 at the rear. Seat height is around 820 fully fueled. The RC weighs in at about 172 kilograms. Design and ergonomics. The latest RC wears its MotoGP DNA on its sleeve. A sleek, broad fairing, a taller screen, and side ducts that cut helmet buffeting. The narrow waist around the 13.7-liter steel tank makes it easy to flick from corner to corner, while the bolt-on subframe supports a slim, taut seat. The 2-piece clip-ons can be mounted in 2 positions and raised by about 10 millimeters, a noticeable gain in everyday riding without diluting the sporty rider triangle. A neat touch, newly designed composite fairing stays that save weight and tame vibration. Up front works a B-Apex 43mm fork with a matched shock at the rear, factory set on the firmer side, yet with comfort in reserve. In the cockpit, a 5-inch TFT keeps you informed, including a track view with lap timer and shift light. The result: loads of front-end feel, solid wind protection, and surprising long-distance capability, handling, and everyday usability. On a back road, the RC tips in precisely and with a light touch, stays planted through quick side-to-sides, and builds front-end confidence early. The fully adjustable WP Apex fork, 2022 on, lets you dial it in from cobbles to the last brake marker, while the shock offers rebound and preload adjustment. In town, the well-metered ride-by-wire response and compact proportions make parking and U-turns stress-free. On the highway, the taller screen noticeably takes pressure off your chest, and the 13.7-liter tank delivers sensible stints between stops. A neat touch. Supermoto mode for the cornering ABS lets you back it in on the rear without giving up front-end safety. Tire sizes 110/70 and 150/60 help keep running costs in check. Despite sporty pegs and an 824mm seat height, the knee angle stays reasonable, especially with the raised clip-ons. Bottom line, focused and sporty, yet genuinely everyday friendly. Strengths and highlights. The RC390's real ace is its package. Low weight, agile handling, and tech you rarely see in this class. From 2022 onward, it gets a fully adjustable WP Apex fork with separate compression and rebound, plus a finely tuned shock that takes setup freedom to a new level. You also get cornering ABS and lean-sensitive traction control powered by a Bosch IMU, exceptional in the A2 class. A true highlight is the new wheel set, about 3.4 kilograms lighter, cutting unsprung mass and letting the little bike knife into corners with razor-sharp precision. Up front, a 320mm disc with a radial 4-piston caliper delivers strong, stable, well-metered stopping power. For the track nerds, a track display with lap timer and shift light, info paired back to the essentials. Rounding it out is the larger 13.7-liter tank, noticeably extending range without sacrificing that slim waist. Weaknesses and common issues. For all its sharpness, the RC390 has a few rough edges. The single cylinder starts to vibrate noticeably from around 7,000 RPM. On longer highway runs, mirrors and hands get jittery. Early model years, 2015-2016, are known for rocker arm roller bearings that wear. Ticking from the top end is a warning sign. Revised parts arrived from M2017 onward. In stop-and-go traffic, the cooling fan often runs non-stop, and your right calf catches heat from the exhaust header. On track, the rear brake is prone to fade, and there were recalls involving the front master cylinder. Make sure the recall work was done. On the electronics side, cornering ABS and traction control can intervene a bit abruptly on bumpy pavement. The optional Quickshifter Plus isn't always silky below 4,000 RPM, and that firm seat starts making itself felt after about an hour. Pro tip, the fairing brackets are delicate in tip-overs. Look for stress cracks. Accessories and customization. If you want to sharpen your RC, there's no shortage of options. From the factory, KTM power parts include an EU-homologated Akrapovic slip-on, adjustable CNC rear sets, lighter chain kits, and levers with micro-adjustment. For the brakes, we recommend sintered front pads and braided steel lines. They keep the lever feel consistent at high temperatures. On the electronics side, KTM MyRide and Quickshifter Plus are plug-and-play. The 5-inch TFT is already set up for it. Track riders will go for the taller race screen, axle and frame sliders, a radiator guard, and a lap timer mount. The stock track view already serves up a shift light and lap time readout. For longer rides, the ergo seat and tank pads boost comfort and add extra grip on the 13.7-liter tank. A neat tweak for fine-tuning, fork preload caps for early model years that didn't come with adjusters. Tire options in 110/70 and 150/60 are plentiful and budget-friendly, perfect for tailoring the bike's character to the job at hand. Market value and buying checklist. Used RC390s typically go for €3,200 to €6,500. Pre-facelift bikes are cheaper, while the revised 2022 On generation commands more. New, you're looking at roughly €6,500 to a little over €7,200 depending on year and spec. What really matters is maintenance and updates. A full service history, a valve clearance check around 15,000 kilometers, and fresh brake fluid. Ask for recall proof on the front brake master cylinder. On the test ride, look for crisp throttle response, a smooth, jerk-free Quickshifter Plus, and strong, consistent bite from the 320mm front rotor. Notchy steering head bearings, bent rims, and crooked fairing stays point to crash or track use. Blue discs and safety wire marks are further red flags. Big pluses on the 2022 On bikes include the fully adjustable WP Apex fork, cornering ABS, lean-sensitive traction control, and a larger 13.7-liter tank. Important for A2, make sure it's registered at 32 kilowatts. The 824mm seat height suits a wide range of riders. Verdict and buying advice. Bottom line, the RC390 delivers what many A2 licensed riders want. Razor-sharp precision at sensible money, with genuinely grown-up kit. The 373cc single responds eagerly to the throttle. The PASC slipper clutch keeps the rear settled on the brakes, and since 2022, the fully adjustable WP Apex fork adds big bike finesse. Cornering ABS, lean-sensitive traction control, and a 5-inch TFT with track mode round out the package. Everyday use? Thanks to the taller screen, 13.7-liter tank, and reasonable knee bend, it's surprisingly relaxed, yet it still lives for twisties and track days. Buying recommendation: ideal for ambitious newcomers and seasoned backroad hunters who value feel over outright power. If you ride two up a lot or rack up long motorway stints, a larger sport tourer will suit you better. If you want an honest, lightweight sport bike with a clear focus, the RC390 will make you very happy.